Arkansas won the toss, and they will receive. Corliss Marshall back for Cody Parker's kick, and he will take a knee. One of the big stories in the running game. Jonathan Williams will be the tailback here to start the game, and it's a good run to get things going. A first down push by Jonathan Williams. And his play action here, Allen had a lot of pressure on top of him that time. That was D. Ford. Here's Williams on 2nd and 10, and once again a good hole. He gets to the outside, and another first down from the ball. Mitchell ended up transferring to NC State. And once again, a big hole for Jonathan Williams, this time off the left side, 5 Florida. 2nd and 1. Allen with time goes downfield, and they strike first. Javante Herndon. Oh. And was he juggling that ball? Yes, that's incomplete. As the stadium celebrates, the game officials counseling there in the back of the end zone, and they rule it incomplete. And Allen should have a good half yard there ahead. And they pull him quite a bit. Here's Alex Carter. You get a glimpse of the athleticism of the true freshman. And here's Kiero Small, a useful senior fullback. Comes in and replaces Collins.
Look at him drop down. Here he is, right at the line of scrimmage. That's a 7-man front at the line of scrimmage with 2 behind.
Allen connects. The flag is down as he's able to get it to Hatcher.
Offside on the defense. Number 27, 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Here he comes down again.
And they go with Jonathan Williams again, but he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Here's Allen sprinting to the near side on 2nd and 5. Tucks it, runs it, and slides about 1.5 yards short.
On Derby's hands.
And they go with the fullback, Small, and he breaks free for a good gain inside the 15. That was a good trick play. They go Wildcat with Collins. He's patiently looking for blocks, but he was contained.
Here they come down, tight coverage. That's smart.
And here's Derby to pass, and that was batted down and intercepted. That is McKenzie. After D. Ford deflected it, McKenzie hauled it in. McKenzie comes up with the interception. So the running game of Auburn will get going here with Trey Mason, as he has done most of the year. He had offense that you've seen for years. Up tempo and a lot of runs out of the spread. Trey Mason again.
Inside is a big time player, and they've got to be able to get him. Flowers, 86, is also going to have to be part of the
on. Didn't go much quicker than this. Nick Marshall. And the quarterback quickly getting the ball down to the 33-yard line. This time Mason just about 2 yards on the right side of the line. Mason, and a tackle for loss that time is Trey Flowers. And they go with the screen, and coach goes the wrong direction. 4-year punter for the Tigers. And he gets that back rotation here, just trying to pin them. And it takes a perfect bounce and is covered up right around the 2-yard line. Brandon Allen, the quarterback, from their own end zone, stacked up. Boy, it was dangerous with Jonathan Williams. And good surge, though, by the entire offensive line just to create some breathing room on the second effort. Dan Skipper. Here's Williams again.
And here comes the scrum.
As he gets just beyond the 8-yard line, it was
Easton, PA, the Easton Assassin.
That was awkward there on the snap, but that's good enough for the first down to Hatcher.
Here comes the safety dropped again.
And here's Alex Collins. And there's the explosive burst that Collins can offer up.
17 yards.
And once again, an issue with the snap between Swanson and Allen. And they're fighting for the ball. And it's Auburn who has it. Second turnover tonight by Arkansas. Auburn starts from the 29. Trey Mason. And Mason is driven down. And a flag comes down.
A horse collar.
As Mitchell took him down at the 9-yard line. Mason gets free and scores. So the lost fumble costly for Arkansas. Corliss Marshall back deep with for Arkansas, the starting quarterback who left after the first series with a right leg injury.
Take it and run.
Chased down that time by McKenzie. On the pitch, this is Collins, and he is dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Maria? He just threw it at the feet of Williams as there was a bit of pressure on him.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 11 on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the 6-yard spot. Automatic, first down.
Gus is hot over there. Collins going to be taken down for a loss. Here's Allen on 2nd and 11. That was a good throw downfield. And they go with the end around off the pitch. This is Hatcher. As they went with Williams. And said they pitch to Williams, who gets outside, and he's going to toss it downfield. And that is beyond the reach of Herndon. They run it straight up the middle with Collins, and he will move the chain. End around with Hatcher. Initial contact was made at the... And here he is, Matt. As he just tries to get a little pad leverage that time and go ahead for 3 yards. What an interesting road. Allen with time, going to take a shot. And that was Herndon who was running. And the SEC's active career leader in field.
I tell you that, you know, about the middle of the third quarter, we were getting hammered like 35-0. I was standing by Gus, and our own fans hollered down at me, "Hey, Dykes, wait."
You're a little bit of a fan. You've come to a lot of games. Tell me what you're seeing.
You know, I love the system that Brett Bielema has in place. You saw in that opening drive, you know, they hammered that ball right at Auburn, went down, and that's what Brett Bielema has always done.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jimmy.
All right, anytime.
Nice visit with Jimmy. Here's Marshall now as he finds Grant out of the backfield, and Corey Grant lowers the shoulder, and they'll move the chains as Auburn tailback with Nick Marshall in the backfield. And here's Mason, and look at that hole for Mason. Another first down for the Tigers to the 12. Quick to snap again as Mason spins his way this time to the 7-yard line. Marshall, can he get to the edge? And he is taken down. Right about. Mason lined up behind the fullback Jay Prosh, and he easily goes in again for his second touchdown of the night. And Parkey
Down here and get a good degree.
He had the fumble recovery earlier, set up their first score. So go for a touchback, is now back on offense. And they go with the fullback Small.
Together some drives. They need to get 7 instead of 3.
Here's Williams. And Williams charges ahead to the 34-yard line.
Let's see if they do it again.
They go Wildcat again. And Collins was trying to fight for that, but I think he's going to be, well, at least the one official on one side running in. Here's Collins. And Collins was met that time by Kenneth Carter. 2nd and 8. Here's Allen. He's just 1 for 5 passing. And make it 1 of 6.
Deep. Man all the way around.
Man press coverage, and they go to the inside, and that's a first down as he finds Cowan. Auburn. They'd see improvement with their scoring defense rankings under Johnson. Now the inside run by Williams, who's had success. Check in with Wendy again. Same defense. 2nd and 6 now. Allen gets it complete for a first down. That was a good pass to Hunter Henry, who's been the breakout true freshman tight end. Here's Allen again. And he was looking for him on a seam, but he overthrew it. But trailing by 11. Inside run with Collins, and here goes Alex Collins, stiff-arming his way down to the 22. Here. Ran into his own man that time and then tried to regain his traction, but couldn't get much going that time. His double-digit plays. Only that field goal to show for it for now. I think that ball may have been touched. They only bring 4. Allen over the middle, and it'll be 1st and goal. Razorbacks. Keon Hatcher with the reception. Wildcat with Collins again. And that leg drive is going to have him working down towards the 3. Allen. Small as he tried to extend himself, but was cut down by Chris Davis. Let's see what they get on 3rd. Stacked up was Williams. Williams, not a chance. It was Mitchell again. And Jake Frost has a goal line stand by Auburn looking for breathing room now. And Nick Marshall and that offense will provide it with Trey Mason.
And Bradley, that was a great play.
And here is Nick Marshall, quarterback.
Rights on the line. It's a defensive showdown in Michigan. We've got the highlights.
Look forward to it, Wendy. This was Trey Mason there on 3rd and 1, as it'll be a first down for the... Trey Mason again, as he's been getting a lot of work now.
Is some patience. He'll jump inside, make you declare, and then he's back outside and off to the races.
Marshall looking for running room, but he is going to be taken down as a flag comes down. It was Brandon Lewis who was the first to get to him. Marshall sets up the screen on the other side, and Sammy Coates could not collect it. Here the 43 as Clark into punt. And they're going to put a flag down back at the 5-yard line, as I think one of the special teams.
Personal foul, leaping, number 48. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And when vertical, they'll throw that flag.
And that allows Auburn. Zach Hocker will kick away. And this takes a bounce, and this will draw a penalty flag as it went out of bounds before it reached the end zone.
Another.
Marshall trying to find a crevice there in that defense.
They're dropping the safety down now.
2nd and 7 as they get it to Lewis, and a first down for Auburn as Lewis gets out to the 49-yard line.
There are holes.
Another first down run by Trey Mason. Marshall quickly getting it to Lewis again, and Ricardo Lewis turning the corner. Another Auburn first down. You see the cushion again here. And here's Mason bouncing it to the outside and then running over Tevin Mitchell. And here's Jeremy Johnson all of a sudden into the game, and as he did last week, comes right in and passes the ball with success. Trey Mason straight up the middle as he gets inside the 10.
Offense. They're going to be really tough to stop.
2nd and 3, and that time he was stacked up. That was Braylon Mitchell. Mason remains the back. And he will have a 1st and goal. That time he was stacked up as DeMarcus Haas. 2nd and goal. Just like that, Trey Mason. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
And not be as good a year ago. In fact, not very good at all.
Trey Mason, 120 yards and 3 touchdowns for Auburn. What is former Arkansas Razorback, big supporter of this program, as Arkansas trails by 18. Jonathan Williams, just what they needed. Good start to this drive as he keeps his balance. What an effort by Williams.
Tess, I want to show you near the end.
In Auburn territory. Play action now. Brandon Allen. He's going to launch it downfield. And the diving effort goes incomplete that time as he cardboarded him. I'm right there with you. Here's 2nd and 10. As they go with Collins. Brandon Allen has time. Crossing route. They get the first down with Henry. This is a good-looking true freshman as a flag comes down at the 38-yard line. We'll check.
Pass interference on the offense, number 89. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
3rd down and 21. And they will just go on the ground with Collins. And Collins is taken down right around midfield. So Sam Irwin Hill on to punt. Juan Bray's going to let it bounce. And Irwin Hill does his job. As they say, steady with Trey Mason, does Auburn. Thrown the ball 5 times. Here he is on the ground, and he was met by the 345-pound Hodge and Trey Flowers. A lot is asked of Nick Marshall tonight, throwing the ball. Remember, he hurt his right throwing shoulder in the win against Florida Atlantic. 3rd and 7. He's going to launch it downfield. And who comes up with it but Sammy Coates, who leads the nation in yards per reception. And you can add more to that. Sammy Coates, 88-yard touchdown. And Cody Parkey now with 89 straight PATs. 25.5 yards per catch. And he's up in that a bit here. As this is Marshall from the end zone. And past the kicker he goes. Corliss Marshall. A stiff arm inside the 15. Nice way to respond by Arkansas. All they have is a field goal to show for it. They're going to pass again. And this ball is incomplete as he was looking for Hunter Henry. Brandon Allen. And that was well thrown to Keon Hatcher. Touchdown, Arkansas. So Auburn has the big play on one end. As Sammy Coates here tonight against Auburn. As Mason will just take a knee, and we get to visit with Wendy. Ball to be played in this great conference. And this is Corey Grant. And he was stacked up. It was Eric Bennett the first to get to him. And Ray Mason nowhere to go that time. Alan Turner on the tackle. Green, the speedster for the Tigers. Let's see if he looks his way here. Pressure coming. Can he escape it? No. He is taken down that time. That was...
You can't do that. That's a big no-no in the kicking game. There are 3 no-nos in the kicking game. Don't be offside.
That a player after play 5 is the same player that he is after play 15.
We need to look at the guys on defense that are faking injuries to slow down these pace teams.
In addition,
as Alex Collins, he took a little stutter step there and then tried to find a hole, but nothing. 3rd and 10. Here's the slant, and it's a first down to Keon Hatcher. Hatcher's had some good moments. Snap again here on first down. And Collins with blockers in front. And Collins will have another first down for the center for Arkansas. Here's Collins again.
I'm giving it a good yank.
All freshmen in rushing in the country. Allen looking to throw back against the grain. And that ball is intercepted as a flag is down, and Chris Frost came up with it. Let's see what the call is here. Down to the 31. Play action. Allen again. He wants it all to the end zone. There's a lot of contact, and 2 more flags come in as Ryan White was tangled up with Javonte Herndon. First down at the 16. Williams. Good block for Williams as he drives those legs inside the 10. Second and 3. Williams, maybe a gain of 1 that time. Allen the pass.
Magic.
Off the fingertips of the Will they snap here? Yes, they do. Little trick play here, and they get the first down out of it. It'll be 1st and goal, Arkansas. 1st and goal. And they go with the fullback right into the end zone. Kiero Small. A name that belies him in every way as he's been big for this program. 28-17. They Here's Nick Marshall. And Marshall goes right around the would-be tackle. He fumbles the ball. Arkansas may have this.
Nope.
No, Auburn comes up with it. Boy, there were a couple defensive backs right in the mix there. At the end of that play, able to get his own fumble. And now Trey Mason. And just like that, and this is how fast Auburn can work with this. And another first down for the Tigers. Trey Mason for the Tigers. Takes advantage of good blocking on the right side of the line. 2nd and 2. Here it is again. And this time he's going to be about a yard short as DeMarcus Hodge. 3rd and 1. Here's Marshall. And you see how good he can be as they will have a first down just inside the 12-yard line. There's Braylon Mitchell with the tackle. Mason gets it down to the 6-yard line. Hits zeros.
Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Trey Mason on 3rd and 9. Diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn.
That's a nice run.
Boy, he's had a great night. 4 touchdowns for Mason. Arky puts it through.
Executed, and a nice concept that Auburn is able to take care of.
Remember, Corliss Marshall had an 87-yard returner score here. Williams has nowhere to go.
You know,
giving up the 17-point lead last week, the loss in double overtime to South Carolina, as this is complete to Herndon. Allen steps up, he's going to tuck it, and he slides for a first down. There, that's 7-0. Allen's past the line of scrimmage as he scoots out of bounds.
With the new coaching.
No doubt about it. 2nd and 8 here with Allen as a wobbly ball thrown out of bounds into Maria's point. 3rd and 8 now. Allen, here's the slant, and that goes for about 7 yards to Herndon. Here's 4th and 1. And crossing midfield is Herndon again.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 84. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 4th down.
The Australian boots, a good one, fielded by Chris Davis at about the 23. Davis weaves his way out to the 34. Tremendous coach and everything they've had to get through in recent years. More work for Trey Mason for 3. Here's Wendy Nix coming up a little later, but Stephen Morris get Miami tied up with Florida State there. 3rd and 6 for Auburn. And Mason can only manage a yard that time. Second, Manziel people are split on. You got folks that still think of him as the #1 guy, and then most who give him third place support on those ballots. And Herndon calls for the fair catch. 5:03 to play, trailing number 11 by 18. And Brandon Allen connects for a completion to Herndon.
If they don't beat themselves, they can be competitive with anybody.
They can be very competitive with Alex Collins' future. He's brought down there, but he's a heck of a good-looking true freshman. I think there'll be some people taking a look at what happened to Anthony Swain with his injury earlier tonight. There's 2nd and 13. I'll show you one more time what happened. Player injury, and then the officials having to deal with an injury. And Brandon Allen is taken down by D. Ford. What a... Irwin's kick bounces back towards midfield. Gets up.
Other guys in that backfield who are pretty darn good, and right here is one of them.
Cameron Artis Payne, Jr., who what the Iron Bowl always was. And here's Ricardo Lewis to midfield. It's a coordinator. Cameron Artis Payne again. He weaves his way to about. That bounces perfectly at the 1 and then gets touched up at the 4. Straight ahead is Jonathan Williams, and look at Williams giving that effort right to the end here. You like to see that on a team that's been struggling against a stretch in the SEC. Carries the freshman Collins at 84 yards rushing tonight, as he will add to that. Ball came out at the end there.
He's going to have to work on that. They fumbled and lost a few of them tonight.
That's Auburn's ball, so they'll close out this game as Gabe Wright, their defensive tackle, came up with it. Tremendous turnaround by Gus Malzahn. You know, it's been a little heated between these coaching staffs, and Bielema's had a few issues with Auburn. And there was a little finger pointing earlier tonight from Bielema's side as he makes the walkout to congratulate Coach Malzahn.